Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I will preface this by saying, if this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I thank you. I want you to know that I appreciate you all. However, I might ruffle a lot of feathers and I'm sad because by the end of this video, I might lose some of you. I understand and believe me when I say that I've appreciated the support of each and every one of you. It has been quite the week. Well, it's been quite a month, I guess. A month of the most hypocrisy I've ever seen in my life. The anti-KJ community was built on the common thread of hatred of Without a Crystal Ball, the complete lack of self-awareness regarding her own actions. A woman that claims to have been doxxed repeatedly, something I will not dispute as I have seen it with my own eyes, but knowing the pain and danger that doxing causes, then turns around and does it herself. She has done that to people she covers in her stories. She does it with her detractors. She has repeatedly discussed the sexual abuse of minor victims simply because she dislikes the family they come from. The claims that Katie Joy makes, in some cases, are absolutely disgusting and distasteful. Her investigation tactics, in my opinion, are unethical. Here is a question to consider, however. Is Katie Joy the only questionable figure on YouTube? Is she the only questionable person in a public capacity? This is something that I've thought about quite a bit over the past few months. Do we dissect each and every misstep every creator we dislike makes? Just asking for a friend. Does Katie Joy deserve the campaign of hate that's been levied against her? Did she deserve calls to CPS and the police? In my opinion, Nat had proved to be problematic upon an examination of the declaration that was filed in the court case. Guess what? That's my opinion, and I am no longer afraid to voice it. I will not be silenced. Things that she discussed in the document in some cases simply didn't add up. Looking at the screenshots that were included revealed timestamps that provided a possible location of the sender, profile pictures that didn't match in the same message, and fonts that were incorrect. And often there were grammatical errors that were the same as in Nat's confirmed messages compared with those of the harassers. I say harasser rather than hacker because I firmly believe that there is a difference. While it remains to be seen whether or not there is a hacker out there, harasser is far different. There were things from our own personal conversations that simply didn't add up. You see, there was a time when Nat and I were friendly. As I hadn't known her long enough, I did not yet consider to be a friend, but we were friendly and talked quite a bit. In fact, the night her declaration broke, I messaged her because I wanted to make sure she knew and could prepare herself for the backlash that might ensue. For quite a few of us, we didn't just come to the horrible opinion that she might be more involved in the harassment that many of us were enduring out of a sense of malice. In fact, for some of us, it was actually a difficult pill to swallow. Sadly, here we are a little over 5 months later, and Katie Joy, among others, continue to receive death threats and disgusting messages. Katie Joy may be problematic, but does she deserve this? I do, however, have a message for Ms. Crystal Ball if she happens across this video. You have greatly damaged your own credibility when discussing these threats, the doxing, the calls to CPS, and the police. You simply can't keep levying allegations at every Tom, Dick, and Harry. The following have been accused of these actions: Steve McRae, fans of the Duggars, Michael Long supporters, Creepshow Arts, Shen, Haiti Joyless, anti-vaxxers, and now Nat, Little Miss Noble, and many others. You can't keep accusing each and every person of being a troll that is waging a targeted harassment campaign against you. Have you faced harassment? Most definitely. But simply disagreeing with your point of view does not a troll make. Making a video pointing out your problematic behavior is not targeted harassment. Please, Katie, if you want people to believe you and have faith in what you're saying, please stop playing the little boy that cried wolf. Please, I beg you. Let's move on. I have been very vague in my previous videos regarding which creators I was discussing out of in some cases, fear, and in others just because there remained a small amount of respect for those involved. From the actions I've observed in the past few weeks, I've lost a good deal of that respect, and it is time to speak my mind. Once again, last night I watched EKC People Sucks justify the discussion of Katie Joy's sexual assault on her channel. The excuse was that Katie had discussed her sexual assault on multiple platforms on multiple occasions. And that's okay, because that was her story to tell. There is never an excuse to discuss a sexual assault report of a victim or justifying it by rationalizing their inconsistencies. The Freedom of Information Act has to do with public agencies, not private individuals. True, the claim was that it was about a police officer, but it also had to do with the sexual assault of an individual. Just as the Duggar girls are currently in a lawsuit because their incident report was released to the media, Katie Joy has every bit as much reason to be upset about her own being released. Fine. She may or may not have lied or embellished about the reporting process. But how many times in the past few months have we heard the mantra that we should believe the victim? I guess we believe the victim when it isn't Katie Joy. The ironic thing is that while EKC justifies the discussion of the sexual assault report, she then turns around and crucifies Katie Joy for somehow obtaining the medical records of a child abuse victim. It was a trash move to somehow access documents from a family court case, but completely okay to obtain the incident report from a police station. Let's move on to contacting her husband's employer. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, this was wrong. Simply wrong. The justification that you were worried about her because of the voicemails released is simply disgusting. If you were so worried about her health and welfare, why not simply contact her yourself? But no, instead a line was crossed and it moved into real life. There are some other things that I could say, but I will move on. Dottie Morgan is someone I have also seen extremely problematic behavior from. I initially began watching her at the suggestion of Charlotte. Ironically, Dottie, in her hatred of Charlotte, tweeted something along the lines of if you came to her channel because of Charlotte, she didn't care if you left. Not a direct quote, so please don't sue me. She can declare Charlotte to be problematic while disregarding her own behavior. She declares that Charlotte has her evil subscribers targeting her while forgetting that her own followers participated in a hate campaign of their own on Twitter, including a discussion that they had placed a mole in a private discussion group to gain intel. This is a creator who takes pride in her funny, farty Fridays. Stay classy, Dottie. Stay classy. Dottie has no problem calling out Charlotte and her subscribers. No problem pointing out the sad fishing she claims Charlotte does in every stream. Super chats counted. Okay. Well, a month or so ago, she had a cry fest filled with expletives. When I made a comment that she was sad fishing, I was blocked and found myself the victim of my own expose video the next day. Everyone came to Dottie's defense. She was just upset and hurt, not sad fishing. It was completely different than what Charlotte does. Rant number 2 was on Wednesday night. I thought I had a potty mouth, but man, Dottie takes the cake. FUs to creators, subscribers. Hell, I think even Jack the Ripper might have been named. I'm not sure. Dottie forgets that there do remain some crossover subscribers between both her channel and Charlotte's. Way to romance those subs, Dottie. Great job. Please don't sit there questioning why you are losing subs. Try looking inward. Could it possibly be your own problematic behavior rather than those being asked to choose? Just saying. Clearly, she had a case of buyer's remorse and removed the video after it finished. But like is seen with another problematic YouTuber, the internet is forever. No one seems to care when Katie's IG lives are recorded and deleted YouTubes are captured. That is fine because it's her, right? When T-Spiracy made a dance mix of Dottie's greatest hits, she was accused of bullying for making the video, and Charlotte was a bully for showing it. Perhaps Dottie forgets her own hit, Bulldogs, White Knights, and Mean Girls Oh My, directed specifically towards Julie Virgo. This classic hit was uploaded on March 30th. Grow up, Julie, she says. Okay, no bullying there, right? Well, how about all the KJ memes? That's not bullying either, is it? And let's go into real entertainment news. While it could be argued that he has faced some backlash and negative comments by both creators and subscribers, to date I have not seen one time any comments were as completely vulgar as what he spews. EKC likes to beat the dead horse by saying, oh, he's being punished for comments he made months ago. He's apologized. Why is he still being targeted? Okay, you're right. Comments he made months ago, and weeks ago, and days ago. He hasn't learned. He continues to call women cracker bitches, in fact, referring to Charlotte's channel as the CB family, the cracker bitch family. He repeatedly tells women that they want his buttermilk, and he asks a homosexual man if he likes. Well, I'm not going to repeat that. He had an entire stream called The Anti-KJ Community is Stalking Me, because he claimed that those against him were following him into streams. Well, I guess him going into True Ball of Wax's stream and Mandapant's stream this week isn't stalking. I guess him telling Sincere to go into Josh Cox's stream wasn't stalking. And I guess him entering Josh's stream that was simply about a video game under a sock account and getting onto the panel and spewing disgusting comments wasn't stalking. Well, you can just block him, is the mantra. Well, blocking him did a real fucking good bit of good for Josh that night, right? Questioning the problematic behavior of a black creator is bullying and racism, while disgusting attacks on a homosexual man with autism is okay. In the case of the Teflon Princess, there were attacks on a mentally disabled woman, while when it's on a creator, this is completely acceptable. Double standards much? Over and over, we are hearing that Dottie Morgan, EKC, and Real Entertainment News are being bullied, dogpiled, and people are trying to cancel them. What has been happening to Katie Joy for months? You are getting dogpiled by maybe 10 or 20 people, while Katie Joy is being constantly watched and picked apart by possibly hundreds. Things such as her chin, her hairline, her parenting, and whatever else are dissected. This woman does plenty of things that could be questioned, but the anti-KJ community doesn't take the high road, pointing out problematic behavior. They instead stoop into the gutter by attacking things beyond her control with no guilt at all. Then they turn around and have the audacity to cry victim of targeted harassment. You simply can't have it both ways. I'm sorry. Problematic behavior can be discussed when it extends past Katie Joy. Or is she the only questionable creator out there? Does everyone else's shit not stink? Sad fishing is the word of the day. Well, how about hearing about every single health condition every stream a creator makes? When I know about as much of someone else's health as I know about my own, there is a serious problem. I have my own serious health conditions. I have made one video about it simply to bring awareness. That is it. I don't discuss it on Twitter. Even in private groups I'm a part of, it rarely comes up. For that matter, I even play an online game with a pretty tight group of friends. Every so often it slips out, and they're like, "What? You have cancer? Well, why didn't you tell me?" Well, why don't I tell people? Because heaven forbid I start being told that I'm sad fishing. Now let's move on to Twitter. As most on the Twitter streets are private individuals, I won't throw out names. But the level of doxing going on right now is completely insane. The friendships that have been destroyed. Not following the party line has become grounds for war. I would like to say that I am immune to doxing. I would like to say that I haven't been targeted. But unfortunately, I cannot. There were threats made to me about revealing information. I also received private messages that told me my family would be better off if I died from my cancer because I'm such a horrible person, and that my children looked like they were hit by a truck, all because of a Twitter spat. I've been on Twitter since 2008, all with my real name, my real photo, and a banner with my kid's picture on it. I was forced to change my name to a pseudonym and an avatar. I have, for the most part, left Twitter completely and removed a vast amount of tweets I once had on it. It just isn't worth it anymore. What the hell is even happening here? All because I, like many others, dared to question. Photos of children, legal names, address, criminal records, all splashed on the internet for all to see. But it's okay. This information's on the internet, so it makes it all right. But we live in a day and age where everything is on the internet. I mean, go to Ancestry.com and you can even find someone's school picture. Nothing is truly private anymore, but does that make it right to bring that information to light just because someone upsets you? Well, doxing isn't illegal, so unjustified. Well, eating the last piece of someone's birthday cake isn't illegal either, but it doesn't mean you should do it. Or at least not if you have a shred of human decency or morals. Sadly, we are told repeatedly that we don't have to leave people that we follow on YouTube or Twitter because another creator tells us to. But what the people saying this are failing to miss the plot. Many are leaving because they have taken an inventory of what they are seeing and say enough is enough. I've already been accused of making videos for clicks and views. I suppose with around 150 subscribers and clearly no monetization, it must be all about those clicks and views. And I'm sure after this video, I will join the ranks of the bulldogs. I will be nothing more than another Stan. I'm not. I'm too fucking old to follow anyone blindly. I am someone who's just simply tired of the hypocrisy. I'm just done. I've watched people I genuinely enjoyed watching disappoint me. Creators, please do better. People on Twitter, please do better. Life is simply too short to watch a community implode from within. Life's too short to watch creator wars and Twitter spats. Stop the doxing. Stop the finger pointing. Stop the hatred. You can help break the cycle by not responding. If one by one people stop responding, there won't be anything left to discuss, and finally the smoke can settle. If one by one people stop responding, the community can begin to heal. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.